Hey there, I am here to show you K9 Course Builder. So I'm assuming that you're logged in, and I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can. So to edit your judge name and check your other settings, your settings button is right there. I just flashed it to you. You can look at it. It's not rocket science. Really, the magic is here. So when you're new, you won't have any saved files, and you'll hit Create New Barn Hunt Map. I'm going to show this to you as if you're making the most complicated thing, but I may augment with pre-built things. So when you launch the desktop builder, you'll see the sidebar over here, your statistics here, this is draggable, and then down here you have your grid and your fit. So this button toggles a 1 foot or 2 foot grid, and this adjusts the size of the grid to your screen. So first I'm going to make this bigger because I want to show you what a custom ring looks like. If your ring's not a triangle, don't worry, we can deal with that. So I'm going to set this to 4 foot larger than the widest dimensions of my custom ring. This is because I'm going to hit the fit button again. The custom ring won't work on the boundary, and also it looks weird. So I enforced it, so basically you have 2 feet buffer to make your custom ring. So let's imagine our custom ring has a bit of a divot out here cut out from the wall. So that's why we need to make a custom ring. So I'm just going to build this custom ring. A custom ring has to be a ring. It can't just be an open-ended line. And when it completes, it'll be solid like this. Now, if you have a wall, you can just right-click on it, oops, and click Set Wall, and it will thicken, which is how it's viewed in the legend. And then, of course, with our custom ring, we want to add a gate. So with your gate, you want to click just off the line. Don't click on the line. I know it's somewhat counterintuitive, but basically if you click on the line, the computer thinks that you want to do something with the line and not something with the gate. So click just off the line and it will go, and then you can click and drag to move it around. You can even bump it out to the outer ring if you need to. I don't know why you would if you have a custom ring, but you do you, man. Okay, so now we have a gate. Let's add a start box, which is over here under other objects. I'm just going to place my start box right here and then move it. And then we'll start adding some bales. So let me build a tunnel real quick. Oops. So I'm highlighting it, and then there are 3 ways to rotate. You can rotate here. You can right-click to rotate. Sorry, there's a cat in the way. Or you can use the R button on your keyboard, or Shift R if you want to rotate real fast. And then we want to change the orientation because this is for a tunnel. And so 3 ways to do that. You can select tall there. You can right-click and select tall. Or you can hit the O button on your keyboard. So let me make this novice tunnel. It's going to be real messy. That's okay. I'm trying to do things quickly so that you can get on with your life. Alright, so let's assume that I have a bunch of other stuff built. I guess I will add the top layer bales that we need for this. So you'll see I switched the layer up here, and then we are bouncing between layers, and you can see they're overlaid. So I'm going to hit Control C and Control V to copy paste and get my other bale up here, so it's a somewhat legal tunnel. And then of course I do need 2 bales here as well. I'm going to Shift R to rotate that, and then I'm going to copy and paste and drag. Okay, I know this is too wide, but it's too wide for a reason. So let's assume we have all of our other bales on the course. And after you set your bales, what you want to do is add your tunnel. So tunnels are a special type of object in K9 Course Builder, and to access them, you're going to go here, the tunnel manager on the left-hand side, and that opens this new menu. Now over here we have two tools instead of a bunch of tools. We have set edges and draw path. So set edges is going to set your board edges, and all you need to do to use that tool is click once and then click again. Same thing down here, click once, click again. All right, and then I'm going to go to draw path, and what we're going to do is we're going to connect these 2 dots. For a novice tunnel, that's all you got to do. And then I do want to show you this. So as we know, barn hunt tunnels need to be 18 inches, and this one is way too wide. Note here, we actually have our tunnel distance calculated. And there are other videos where I go into how to make a multi-portal tunnel, but I will skip that for now. So I'm going to hit done to get out of here, and then I'm going to take these bales and I'm going to put them where they belong. Scoot that in, scoot that in, scoot that in, that, and then this will bug me. You can't edit paths in the tunnel manager. It's just a restriction of the way I programmed it. So you'll have to exit the tunnel manager if you want to make those small adjustments. So I would say get it good enough and then pop out and do it the right way. You'll see my layer 2 bales are off center too. That will also bug me. Okay, I guess they're just going to be slightly crooked. The reason they're slightly crooked is because the program enforces a 2-inch scale, not a 1-inch scale. So if the tunnel's slightly off, then the bales are going to be slightly off center too, because they need to be at like 13 and 15, not 14 and 16. I don't know if that makes sense, but it is what it is. Okay, so we made our tunnel. Let's put some more bales on the course. My dog is being a real jerk right now. All right, and okay, we're going to pretend that that is enough, and I'm going to rotate this bad boy, and I'm going to show you how to put a lean on it, which is exactly what you would think. You can right click, you can use this, or you can use the L key on your keyboard. Make sure your leaner's pointing the right way. All right. Now what I want to do is check my rules. So you'll see it has the target level here. Obviously this would be a novice course, so I'm going to hit run rules check. And it's telling me that I don't have enough bales and that my start box is too far away. So I can fix both of those things. I'm going to move the tunnel closer. That's about 3 feet. And then I'm going to add some more bales. So to add more bales, I'm going to copy that structure and again, and one more time. All right, and then run rules check again, and everything is valid. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is show you the blinds and hides. So if this is a real live trial map, you want to set your hides next. The first time you hit the blinds and hides button, it's going to pop up with this and ask you whether or not you want random numbers and the number of blinds you want. I can uncheck that, and you can always change both of those later. I'm going to hit Start Blind Manager. This little dice icon is how you regenerate the randoms / add the randoms. I'm going to uncheck that so we don't show them even though we didn't generate them. And then here's where you're going to toggle through your blinds. So your icons are down here, rat, litter, empty. This is your select key if you need to move stuff, and then this is a fluff button if you want to place some fluff. All right. Oops. Hit done to get out of there. And then I'm going to hide my rat right there. Done. I'm going to put my litter right there. Now if I want it under the leaner, I'm going to hit over here and toggle between under and over. So that'll show the litter, whoops, as being under the leaner. And then we need an empty, and I'm just going to do that. There we go. And then you'll notice these all get cleared out, so I can put the empty over here, litter over here, and a rat right there. I like it there. Okay, so when you're done, I'm going to get rid of these other blinds because I do not need them. And you can hit save and return. Oh, now I haven't saved this map at all, so I'm going to do that now. If you're a free user or you're not sure about this map or you want to share it with someone, you can hit export instead, or you can discard changes and exit. I'm just going to save it because we're going to do some printing. Okay, so this is our rough course. We've got it all set up. We've got a gate, a start box. We don't need any distance challenge stuff right now. If you are being really specific, you can use the measure button here. This will measure a line. This will measure a path. And I'm just going to measure here. Oops. And then you right click to finish the last point. Now, that was an unfortunate placement of that tooltip. But all I'm trying to do is see if my tunnel is far enough away from my start box, which I already knew it was because of the rules, but that's an example of how you can use the notes. Okay, so onto the print. Your print is really comprehensive because we need to do a lot of different things with printing. Okay, so your first 4 sections here apply to everything, and then your last 2 apply to the 2 types of prints that we're doing. So for this example, I'm going to show you first the print layers and then the print blinds. So for print layers, if you have course builders, you probably want to give them copies of your map. You can do full, half, or quarter page prints. Now, I would recommend if you're doing a half page or a quarter page, you actually put that up to 2 or put that up to 4, because that's going to handle your dual-sided printing much better. And then that's all we need for that. Trial info, you can see March 1st, T3. If you didn't set these in the course settings, which is up there, you can set them here, not a big deal. And then your legend will show you all of these things. If you don't need them, you can get rid of them. Like I don't have any obstructions or dead zones or support boxes. I do have walls, gate, and fence. I don't have an anchor bale. And I think I will leave everything else. All right, and then judge notes. Your judge notes will print on the right half of your printable, and so I'll just put a generic judge notes go here. Yes. If you have half layout selected, the notes will not appear, but I will show you a full page in a minute, so I will leave that there. Okay, print layers. You can print layer 1 and layer 2. I actually need to get rid of this option because it's from an older version. I will do that. And then you hit print layers, and it generates your print for you. All right, and you can see here, the reason I set it to 2 copies is because now the page has layer 1 and layer 1, and then on the back it has layer 2, layer 2. So you could print that and cut it, and you would have 2 copies. And you can see here that all of our legend is there and accurate. Obviously, I'm using a black and white printer there, but you can see the full color here, and it would be full color there as well. When you do that, it opens a new window. So to print again, you'll have to close that window, and then you can hit print again. See my notes remained, and everything else pretty much reset. So this time I'll stick with portrait, full page, trial info stayed, legend. I'm going to leave everything on the legend because I'm feeling lazy. And then I'm going to go to print blinds, and we don't need to print random numbers. And let's hit print blinds. So this will generate a 2-page print. As you can see, 1 for blind 1, 1 for blind 2. I'm going to back out of here so you can see it. And you can see everything. We have 1-foot grid. We have the tunnel length. The comparisons we didn't do this time, but that's if you compare to another map. Your judge notes are here, and then this is page 2 with the different hides. So you can print as many times as you'd like. Oh, I forgot. Let me hit print again to show you one more thing. This is true of both Mac and Windows. If you want to save this to a PDF, change your printer. There's a default printer on every operating system that says print to PDF, and then you can print it as a PDF, and then you can just save. And boom, there you go. You got a PDF that you can reprint as you need. Now, when you get back in here, you'll still have this where you can print again, keep editing, or you can start next map. So if you're working on an open course next, you can hit that, create and save, and then you'll see that the title did change. And then we scroll back up here. All right, let's set a comparison. We're going to set it to the last map we did. And you can see that we have highlighted things. So it'll highlight green. Here, it will, if you remove a bail, it will do a red dotted line for you. And obviously, like Novice to open, you're going to have to delete this stuff, redo the tunnel, all those sorts of things. So all those things should help you get started. The last things I would note is the library has a couple of examples in it. I will be adding more soon. I just haven't gotten around to it. And then your share button. If you're a pro user, you have access to the share button and you can get a copy of your map. And let me just show you what it looks like. You don't have to be logged in to see it. It does not show hides. And it also gives you that QR code. So if you want to download that and hand it to your course builders or just print out the QR code and then they can use their phones, that's a good way to do it. Okay, and then your more actions. The only other thing I would say is that you have import and export here. So if you export the file, you can import it. These are just physical save files that you can use if you don't trust the cloud save or you think something's buggy or you want to share a file with a friend in a way that they can edit it. You'll have to export and then import. Those are available to all users, and that's your workaround if you're experimenting as a free user. I hope that was helpful and not too long, and have a good day.